Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't know. Am I centered in the frame? I don't know. I'm still working on this shit. Okay. Flow control. Flow control. Why would you be here? Why could you be here? Because you want a solution. Right? There's a problem. There's a major problem. And we want a solution. You want to see my script? This is my script. So, in this journal entry, while I battle fatigue, I'm going to express things naturally with improvisation. And one of the things that just naturally calls to me right now is the angle of the camera to me. Now, you may realize that there is a psychological impact from the angle towards someone who's communicating. If you go to a speech, they're up on the stage, the speaker is up on the stage, and they are speaking down to the audience in general, right? Looking down. And you may notice that certain videos have people who have that kind of camera angle, where the camera is looking up to the speaker to create the effect that the speaker is above the audience. Now, why would we do that? Well, let's look at the inversion. Let's imagine that I'm standing in a pit. I'm in a pit, I'm looking up at you, you're all looking down at me. I mean, it's obvious, right? It's like, why should we listen to the guy who's in a pit right now? And so, if somebody wants to be effective as a communicator, they look down. You are all in the pit. I am standing outside of the pit saying, do you want to get out of the pit? Follow me. But you see, there's a caveat to all of this in my case. I do not want to look down at you. The only reason why my camera angle is this way is not because the spirit wave carries with it a messianic message. It's not that I'm trying to be a cult leader. It's not that I have a God complex. It's because I have a small tripod sitting on a nightstand. That's the best I've got. I don't have a choice. If I had a choice, if I had proper financial resources, then what I would have is a camera angle that is level with my eyesight. I would be looking at the camera in a way that is level. But I don't have that, so I'll have to look down. Play the role of this, all look up to me. Oh, look at me. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. I need a shave. All of it is ridiculous, but what can we do? This is another journal entry. Flow control. Flow control is a journal that connects me, connects you, it connects us through the spirit wave to the supreme balance that is reality as the totality of whatever happens. I do not define reality as how I perceive it, how I define it, what I make of it. I know a lot of good people who do that. It's very popular. Hey, reality is what you perceive it to be. Reality is how you define it. Reality is what you make of it, right? But I can prove to you right now, experientially, factually speaking, which is everything about the essence of the spirit wave. Pure experiential fact. No philosophy, no religion, no opinion. Just pure experiential fact and the powerful, extremely powerful leverage that comes with it. How do I know for an experiential fact that reality is not in its totality? How I define it, how I perceive it, what I'm making of it. Whatever you are doing right now, I do not perceive it, I do not define it, I am not making it. I have no idea what you're doing right now. And yet there you are, doing it. So no, reality isn't limited to what I perceive, what I define, what I make of it. Reality is not just my worldview. Reality is the totality of all worldviews that are accurate, and everything and everyone beyond that. The totality of whatever happens. That's reality. In the expression of this journal, it is the only definition of reality. And if you want to get cute about it and say, well, reality is unreal. If you want to settle upon that, that's up to you. But what do you get out of it? Oh, whatever is happening is not really happening? How do we know that whatever happens is happening? Well, if it wasn't, then how would we even consider it? How could we even ask the question, is whatever happens happening? You want to say that it isn't? You want to say that suffering isn't real? That suffering isn't happening? Look, if that's your place, I feel sorry for you, because that's a dead end that has no utility whatsoever. Whatever happens is happening. And of course, there is the totality of whatever happens. And we don't have to define any detail to that for the sake of the spirit wave. The totality of whatever happens, whatever that totality is, has properties to it. For one, the totality of whatever happens equals pure might itself. Think about that. The totality of whatever happens, the totality of reality equals pure might itself. It's actuality in its totality. It's pure power, pure dominance, whether you can handle that fact or not. And that fact isn't just a rationality. It's not just a sensible fact. It's an experiential fact. You can experience reality as the totality being pure might itself. Something that is completely absent now all around the world, throughout all of history, throughout all of human existence, at least to the best of my knowledge. I've seen no sign of this at all. Does that scare me? If anything's gonna scare me, things like that tend to scare me. Because it's so obviously true. Why is no one acknowledging that? Well, I think about things a lot. And what I realized is that circumstance is control. This is the key fact that separates Spirit Wave from everything else. Circumstance is control, not the ego. And there are people out there who are discomforted by that fact. Well, if circumstance is control, then my humanity is not in control. Which means I lose accountability, I lose purpose, and I lose responsibility. I don't want that, so screw it. I'll exercise denial like the rest of everybody, all throughout history, and say, no, the human ego is control. I'm in control. You want to sell something to somebody? All you need to do is understand that what people want more than anything else is control, comfort, and validation. Now, I don't just cheaply immerse you in your control, comfort, and validation. And that's what makes my life miserably challenging. But I do have an ace up my sleeve. Not literally, but I do. It's called the You Are Reality Experiment. Not a ceremony, not a ritual. Experiment. Simple, purely sensible, experiential, factual version of enlightenment. And all you need to do is rest, not work, rest your mind a certain way. So to conduct this experiment, you do not need a book, equipment. You just need a healthy opportunity to relax. And I understand that not everybody has that opportunity, unfortunately. And it doesn't make you less of a being to not have that opportunity. The good thing about this experiment is that the sense of it is easy. So even if you're not ready to have the experience of this enlightenment, you can rationalize it and utilize that sense to strengthen your health, to strengthen your understanding. In life, we tend to focus on what's going on, right? I need to define, I need to grasp, I need to figure out, I need to understand in order to survive and thrive. I need to mentally grasp and focus on what's going on. But you see, while I'm doing that, while I'm focusing on what's going on within reality, I am distracted from experiencing the pure expression of the totality of reality, which equals pure might, which naturally is perfectly stable, which equals perfect balance. And so in order to experience reality as its totality, I need to rest for a moment, not a long time, but just relax enough. The part of my brain, the whole brain that wants to grasp and focus, I need to let go of that for a moment and just experience the oneness of the totality of whatever happens. Pure power, pure stability, pure balance. And when you have that experience, you will find the perfection of control, comfort, and validation. Now it's imperfect. There are forces in life that are enacted upon all of us because circumstances control. We don't make choices independent of circumstance. We make our choices based upon our circumstance. Circumstance is control. If we expand the scope of circumstance to the solar system, is our collection of egos controlling the solar system? Really? You want to make that case? Bring it. Go ahead. See what you got. Bring it. How are our collection of brains expanding the scope of circumstance to the galaxy? We don't even know what's going on in the galaxy, the vast majority of it. We have no idea. And we're controlling it? Come on. Circumstance is control. And we can expand the scope of circumstance all the way out to the totality of circumstance, the totality of whatever happens, the totality of reality, which equals pure might, which is pure control. Circumstance is control, whether you can handle that fact or not. And you see, the power of the You Are Reality experiment is you can rest into that totality, to experience that totality for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You just let go enough. One of my favorite metaphors for this is you think of playing a game, a video game. You got a control, it's got two joysticks. The left stick usually controls the movement of your character in the game, right? So you're moving the character. But if you take your thumb off, the joystick centers itself restfully. This is what the You Are Reality experiment is. You're doing that with your mind. You're allowing your brain to say, you know what, just relax and experience reality as the totality of whatever happens. Pure might, pure stability, pure balance, pure comfort, pure control, pure validation, pure perfection, pure health. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be enough to be convincing to you. It's a practice. You can get better at it with experience. But the most powerful aspect of this is it nicely compels us all to redefine the might that makes right. We all get it. Might makes right. There's no doubt about it. But we don't have might quite right. We define might via caveman, me beats you downs, which seems right because it's so effective, right? Torture and murder are the tools of the social predators. We dominate everything. They own everything. But they have a problem called the totality of whatever happens, supreme might itself, not a religion, not a philosophy. The supreme might is experientially factual. And if you want to experience that might in a way that is extremely humbling, instead of doing the you are reality experiment, you can conduct the defy reality experiment. And the goal is simple. Try to defy reality ever so slightly. It's pure power itself, it's pure might. Just understand one thing while you're doing it. You're a part of reality. This is basic stuff. Kids can understand this, right? We can understand this as kids. Try to defy reality itself at all while understanding that your thoughts are a part of reality, your actions are a part of reality, your tools are a part of reality, your weapons are a part of reality. Where is the friction? Nowhere. You are serving reality as the totality of whatever happens right now and always. Whether you can handle that fact or not, circumstance is control, not the ego. And then the question that arises, well, where's the accountability? The accountability comes from reality's supreme balance. The totality of whatever happens equals pure might, which is naturally perfectly stable. No one can destabilize the all-powerful being. And pure stability is equal to pure balance. You want me to prove it to you? Right here. I'm not very good at it. I need to do a lot more of this. But if you can safely stand on one foot, give it a shot, right? Because then you can experience for yourself how balance and stability are precisely the same. Experientially, factually speaking, that's what the spirit wave exercises as a distinction from everything else. There's no philosophy to this, there's no religion, but it covers that same area. I have so much to say and so little opportunity to say. It's been a long journey, over half a century, and I'm tired. I'm really, really tired because it's always an uphill battle. I'm sick and tired of being in a largely, terribly, socially unhealthy environment. It's devastating. It's terribly unhealthy. We're a social species. We need social nourishment. But we can't have it because we're in a world driven by social predators, narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, selfishly manipulating the people around them to serve their selfish egos. And then they battle it out with those selfish egos to lead our society. And while they do this, they're ignoring every single thing I just mentioned about the supreme balance. Reality is the totality equals pure might, pure stability, pure balance. There is no free benefit. There's no permanent benefit because reality is an expression of perfect balance. The path to power is the path to powerlessness in a balanced reality, and this is demonstrably, experientially, factually speaking, a balanced reality. So all these people, these selfish egos, these narcissists, narcissism is an illness. It's a mental illness. It's a social illness. It's a mental illness in our social species. And we reward it. We enable it. The people running the world are power addicts. They're addicted to power. I can't think of a worse addiction. They need their power fix, and then just like alcohol, like the alcoholics out there, right? The alcoholics, they need more alcohol to get their fix. Power addicts need more power to get their fix. That's why $1 billion, $1,000 million is insufficient to these people. It's tragic for all of us. We need it to stop. They need it to stop because they are messing with reality as the totality of whatever happens, which equals pure might itself. And if you think as a billionaire, as some kind of thug, whatever you're doing, whatever you are, war is good for business, whatever you are, the billionaire cabal, whatever, I don't care. If you think that your ego is more powerful than reality itself, you can't even ever so slightly defy reality itself because you're obviously a part of reality. Your ego is a part of reality. There's no friction there against reality. It's pure might. And if we as team society continue to ignore that fact, then we cannot graduate to understand the full expression of might. That full expression ends the billionaire problem because it allows all of us in team society to readily understand and experience that how these people running the world define might is ridiculous. It's pathetic. And that pathetic nature takes away their power. Right now, we could do it right now. All the world. All you gotta do is pity these people. Pity the billionaires. If the super yacht pulls into port, instead of being like, ooh, who is that? Ooh, that's what they want. That gives them their power fix. We don't react to this narcissism, the sociopathy, the psychopathy. We don't react properly to it. There are experts out there. I've been watching their videos. What do we do to the narcissist? We either praise them as geniuses, or we fear them for their leverage of torture and murder, the two most socially unhealthy activities in our social species. Or, at large, we are angry at them because of their injustice against society. no justice, no peace, no peace, all anger. But anger and justice never mix. But if justice doesn't show up promptly enough, then anger will unleash and all of the injustice that naturally comes from that thing. And that's the vicious circle that the spirit wave serves to hopefully prevent, because we're going to globalize that to the detriment of all of our current generations and basically countless generations to come. What's going to stop it? Look at the Middle East crisis. That didn't start in October of 2023. That didn't start in the 1940s with the establishment of the current state of Israel. It started thousands of years ago, and look at it. Look at that region now. Anger and violence begetting violence and anger. The cycle never ends. It's a storm, like the eye of Jupiter. You want to globalize that? That's where we're going. That's a trajectory. That's not a prediction. That's a trajectory. The billionaires consolidate more leverage for themselves, battling it out with each other. They're not leading us. They're immersed in their turmoil. And all that economic absorption's going to them and being drained from the rest of us. And our lives get more difficult as a result, which means our lives are getting unhealthier as a result. And that strain will just keep going. They're not going to stop. The power addict isn't going to stop. The alcoholic isn't going to stop, more than likely, if they're in denial. We, the people of society, have in effect given the keys to the liquor cabinet to the alcoholics and said, please drink responsibly. What do you expect them to do? It's the same with power addicts. It's the same thing. We've given them the ability to make money out of nothing. And what do you think they're going to do? They're going to print a whole bunch of money and consolidate most of it for themselves, because the rich get richer is axiomatic. It's automatic. But it creates a strain on society. And if you want to see where that strain goes, look at the French Revolution. Look at the French aristocracy before that revolution, the Reign of Terror. Look at it. That's what we have globalized right now. And if you want to just let this fester, okay. But when it kicks into gear, which could happen any day, any decade, not centuries more than likely, but decades at most. And when it kicks into gear, game over. Crossing the threshold, the event horizon, into the black hole of human extinction. Turmoil in the Middle East globalized to the violence and anger all over the place, and all the reckless expressions, all the revenge, all of it. And it's all because we refuse to accept the fact that circumstance is control. I'm going to keep doing these videos as much as I can. I'm getting the shit kicked out of me by life right now because you, the royal you, don't put money into this. Part of that is my responsibility to do a better job of this, but I can only go so far without proper resources. And I want my money to be ethically secure. Basically, if you come at me with a contract, if you show me a contract, I show you the door. Right? I'm not doing business with a corporation. I'm not doing any sponsorships. There's no advertising. You want to advertise for your content? That's up to you. I'm not doing it. Advertising is a bombardment of the subconscious decision-making process trying to manipulate it into buying such a product or a service. And we're constantly being bombarded with that message. And I think we can easily intuit that has a negative side to it. I don't mind being aware of new products and services that actually truly create a healthier society, but this bombardment, this imposition, this social predation of your life isn't good enough unless you buy product X, service X. Unless you buy into what we're selling, your life is incomplete. You get none of that here. The Spirit Wave is an ad-free zone to the fullest possible extent. I don't control the platforms that I'm on. I can't do that one, but I can control to some extent the content within the video. No sponsorships, none of that, but it requires you. There's only a handful of views at the recording of this to these videos. It's just starting. Trying to get the campfire lit so that we can be warm, so that we can cook food, so we can ward off predators. We need to get the campfire going, and it requires resources to do that. We need the wood, we need the flame. I have made it as easy as possible. I have Patreon. If you want to do the Patreon thing, there are reasons why I'm not a huge fan of Patreon, because in this case, I want to share the art with everybody purely equitably. And Patreon forces me to have to disrupt myself from that to focus on just the people who are putting money into this. I don't really want to do that because it diminishes what I'm doing. But Patreon is popular. There it is. It exists. I'm still working on the Discord server. I gotta configure this stuff. But it's all there. You can I set up a Venmo account for my business at RealWave7. Throw some money. I don't care. Small amount of money, large amount of money, whatever it is. Put some money in it. Why? Because this is the only solution to the billionaire problem that is simple yet well substantiated. It's civilized, it is composure driven, it is health driven, it is socially, healthily driven. It doesn't require a law. It doesn't require brutality, violence, anger. It requires stability to dominate as it naturally does. And our understanding and even optional connection to experience that perfect stability. See you next time.